Welcome to the presentation on centrally determined grades. The purpose of this presentation is to provide parents with the relevant information on how we will be awarding grades this year. We hopefully want to ensure your confidence in our processes, identify the types of evidence that we will be using in school to determine any grades. We want to outline the internal quality assurance measures, and we want to ensure that parents are confident that the school will ensure fairness and equity to all our students, and that we will consider and award all examination concessions and special considerations where applicable. We will also provide you with the relevant information on how a review of grades and appeals will work. Centre-determined grades will be the grades awarded by the school based on clear evidence produced during this year. We will be gathering evidence from areas which have been outlined by the WJC in their qualifications assessment frameworks. The determined grades will be holistic and they will be used to make a best fit judgment. All grades will be compared to grade descriptors published by the WJC for each individual subject. I think it's important to give information as well to show what centre-determined grades are not, and they are not to be awarded to show potential of pupils, and they are not to be based on teacher predictions. And we have had specific guidelines from the WJC on these processes. The types of evidence used for each qualification will be gathered from three different areas. The first area will be from adapted past paper questions, which have been published by the WJC. The second area will be in non-examination assessment, where applicable. Some subjects will have non-examination assessments, whereas other subjects do not have. There were other assessed work will also be available to be used as evidence. Now, each subject will determine what evidence it will use from the materials made available from the WJC, and following gathering of evidence, everything will be used together to form a best fit grade. The school has decided to make sure that we use all assessments provided by the WJC during this assessment period. A key aspect of the assessments is the information that we provide to pupils. Before any assessment will be taking place, pupils will be provided information on what content that has been studied during the year will be assessed during the assessment. The pupils will also be told which assessments will be used to assess their knowledge and understanding and skills, and they will be given dates of each assessment with plenty of warning about when the assessment will be. Adapted past paper questions have been published by the WJC as part of their qualification assessment framework for the centre-determined grades for this year. And they have provided information on the key themes and skills that we need to assess to award any grades. Adapted past paper questions are not exams. That's important to say, they are not exams. However, they will be completed under conditions which will be similar to non-examination assessments in class. In the case of any absence, as a school and as each individual subject teacher will make every effort for pupils to complete the assessment as soon as practical after the return to school. The volume of evidence per subject and per pupil will vary. Non-examination assessment exists in many qualifications. This may be relevant to some subjects, but not all subjects. There's no requirement to complete every element of the non-examination assessment, but there will be plenty of opportunity to show the skills required for each subject by completing certain aspects of the non-examination assessment. The expectation is that the weighting of non-examination assessments will be considered when determining the overall grade. For example, in Welsh language or English language, oral assessment contributes towards the final awarding of the grade. However, the weighting can be 20% in some subjects, for example, in the language I've just mentioned, but can be as high as 40 to 50% in others. So when the non-examination assessment is completed, subjects will take that into consideration, the weighting of the non-examination assessment. Further evidence may also be considered to strengthen class assessments. However, the WJAC has shared clear guidance for schools to ensure that this evidence is reliable. So in summary, we need to ensure that the evidence supports accurate grade distribution. The evidence that is produced will not be used punitively. We are encouraging to mark positively and not to punish pupils for work that is missing. And also, we want to ensure fairness, equity and reliability of the qualifications and the awarding of the grades. A key process in the awarding of grades is the internal quality assurance. Staff have been provided with training to ensure fairness and to mitigate any risk of bias. There will be subject level moderation, where teacher will mark the work, and following on from that, a sample of each teacher's work will be part of the moderation at departmental level. Sampling for moderation, we will ensure that a range of pupils and groups are part of the sample to ensure fairness. And all decisions will be recorded at a subject level and at a student level. Following on from this, we will ensure that there will be whole school verification. We will be sampling all subjects with decisions recorded and ensure that all processes were followed correctly. There will then finally be an opportunity by students and parents to request a review of any grades awarded. Here are some key dates for your calendar. This half term will be teaching and learning, and the assessments will be held during lessons. After half term, we will have a week where we will be doing quality assurance, and on the Friday of the following half term, there will be an inset day for standardisation and moderation. The following week, there will be quality assurance on a senior leadership level, and at the end of that week, we will be providing provisional centre-determined grades. That date is provisional at the moment. We're waiting for an announcement from the Welsh Government as to whether there will be a common date of announcing grades across Wales. Following the announcement of dates, there will be a week of time for Stage 1 appeals, where students, parents can ask for an internal review of the grades which are awarded. If you do have any further questions, please feel free to contact myself, Mr. Carwyn Jenkins, at school, or if you would like to have any information regarding any assessments or subject information, please feel free to contact the relevant head of department. Thank you very much.